Have you ever felt like you're stuck in a desert with no way out? Desperate, hopeless, and just waiting for a miracle that never seems to come? Today, I want to share a powerful story that might just change the way you see your own life's deserts. It's a story about a tiny, featherless bird. Imagine this little bird living in a vast, harsh desert. No food, no water, not a single tree for shade. All it knew was suffering and despair. It felt completely abandoned, cursed to this miserable existence. Every day was a struggle for survival, and hope was a word it didn't even understand. One day, a magnificent swan was flying high above, on its way to the heavens to meet the gods. As it passed over the desert, it saw the pitiful sight of the small bird. The swan's heart was filled with compassion. It decided it would ask the gods about the little bird's fate. What had it done to deserve such a life? When the swan reached the heavens, it presented the case of the small bird. The gods looked into the bird's destiny and revealed a grim truth. Due to its past karma, the small bird was destined to suffer in that desert for another 7 long years. The swan was heartbroken. 7 more years of that torment seemed like an eternity. But then, a wise and compassionate deity stepped forward with an alternative. "There is another way," the deity said. "It's a path that can change destiny itself. The little bird must do one simple thing. From the bottom of its heart, with complete faith and sincerity, it must repeat one phrase over and over. Thank God for everything." The swan was puzzled. Thank God for what? For the burning sun? The hunger and thirst? It made no sense. How could gratitude exist in a place so devoid of anything to be grateful for? Still, this was the only glimmer of hope. So the swan flew back to the desert to deliver the message. When the swan told the little bird what the deity had said, the bird was just as confused. "Thank God for everything? Look at my life. I'm featherless, starving, and alone in this barren wasteland. What is there to thank?" The swan simply relayed the deity's words. Chant it with faith and sincerity. No matter what. With nothing left to lose, the little bird decided to try. It was a strange and difficult practice at first. As it shivered in the cold desert night, it whispered, "Thank God for everything." When the scorching sun beat down on its bare skin, it forced itself to say, "Thank God for everything." When a sandstorm raged, nearly burying it alive, it chirped weakly, "Thank God for everything." Slowly, something miraculous began to happen. It wasn't an external change at first, but an internal one. As the bird continued its practice, the constant feelings of despair and anger started to fade. A strange sense of peace began to settle in its heart. It was no longer fighting against its reality. It was accepting it, and in that acceptance, it found a strange kind of strength. Then the world around the little bird started to transform. One day, a small puddle of water appeared out of nowhere. The bird drank from it and gratefully chirped, "Thank God for everything." Soon after, a tiny green sprout pushed its way through the sand. The bird pecked at it, its first real meal in ages, and sang, "Thank God for everything." The puddle grew into a pond. The sprout grew into a bush, then a tree. More plants began to grow, attracting insects and other small creatures. The rain started to fall more frequently. What was once a desolate desert was slowly but surely turning into a vibrant, lush oasis. The little bird grew soft, beautiful feathers. It was no longer starving or alone. It was healthy, happy, and surrounded by abundance. Months later, the swan flew over the same area on its way back from the heavens. Couldn't believe its eyes. Where the barren desert had been, there was now a paradise, a green garden teeming with life. And in the center of it all was a beautiful, thriving bird, singing a joyful song. The swan landed, astonished. "Is that you?" it asked. The little bird, now full of life and joy, recognized the swan and chirped happily, "Yes, it's me. Your message changed my life." The swan was amazed. It had only been 7 months, not the 7 years the gods had foretold. On its next journey, the swan returned to the heavens and sought out the wise deity. "How is this possible?" the swan asked. "You said 7 years of suffering, but the desert became an oasis in just 7 months. The deity smiled gently and explained, "Destiny is not a fixed line written in stone. It is a path shaped by our actions and, more importantly, by our consciousness. The original path was 7 years of suffering. But the little bird's gratitude was a force more powerful than karma. Every time it said thank God for everything, it wasn't just speaking words. It was sending out a powerful vibration of acceptance, faith, and love into the universe. This frequency of gratitude, the deity continued, is the highest and most powerful frequency there is. It dissolved the negative karma at an accelerated rate. It transformed the energy of suffering into the energy of creation. The gratitude in the bird's heart was stronger than the destiny of its past. It didn't just endure its fate, it rewrote it. And this story holds a profound truth for every single one of us. Gratitude is not just a polite thank you. It's not just a feeling you have when things are going well. Gratitude is a power. It's a force of transformation. It's the key that can unlock the chains of your own perceived limitations and suffering. Think about the desserts in your own life. Maybe it's a financial struggle, a difficult relationship, a health issue, or a feeling of being lost and without purpose. Our natural instinct is to complain, to focus on what's wrong, to feel like a victim of our circumstances. We look at our lacks, the lack of money, the lack of love, the lack of opportunity, and we despair. But what if we tried the little bird's approach? What if in the midst of our toughest challenges, we could find the courage to say, thank you for everything. Thank you for the lessons this struggle is teaching me. Thank you for the strength I'm developing by facing this. Thank you for the roof over my head, even if it's not the house of my dreams. Thank you for the food I have, even if it's simple. This isn't about ignoring our problems or pretending they don't exist. It's about shifting our focus. When you focus on what you lack, you amplify that lack. You energize it. You get more of it. But when you focus on what you have, no matter how small it seems, you amplify abundance. You energize creation. You open the door for more good to flow into your life. The universe responds to your dominant vibration. A vibration of complaint, fear, and scarcity will attract more reasons to complain, fear, and feel scarce. A vibration of gratitude, appreciation, and abundance will attract more to be grateful for. You have the power to turn your personal desserts into lush gardens. You can shorten your own 7 years of suffering. It starts today. It starts right now. Take a moment. Look around you. Find one thing you can be genuinely grateful for. It could be the air you're breathing, the device you're watching this on, the person you love, a memory that makes you smile. Hold that feeling of gratitude in your heart. Let it fill you up. And then make a commitment to practice this every single day. When you wake up, before you even get out of bed, think of 3 things you're grateful for. When you face a challenge during the day, find one silver lining, one lesson, one reason to say thank you. Before you go to sleep, recount the blessings of your day. Your gratitude is more powerful than you know. It is the force that can heal your heart, transform your circumstances, and rewrite your destiny. Don't wait for your life to be perfect to be grateful. Be grateful now, and watch as your gratitude makes your life perfect for you. You are the creator of your reality, and gratitude is your most powerful tool. Thank you for spending this time with me today. If this story resonated with you, please share it with someone who might need to hear it. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content to help you live your most empowered life. Start your gratitude practice today and watch the miracles unfold.